Lucas Kleckers, who fought a great rearguard action, but Murphy eventually won the 4th frame on the black to win 3-1. And Tian has had 2 3-1 wins over Kleckers and Paget. That's why, of course, he's got a little bit less wriggle room in terms of the frames.
And 3-1 is also the head-to-head in favour of Murphy. Tian, his win over Murphy came in the last 16 of the Ruhr Open in Mulheim in Germany in 2015, and he went on to reach the final. Oh, what a shot. What a shot.
Classic Murphy, that, isn't it? A raking long red, screwing back. Yeah, he's had 2 centuries today. 110 in the first match, 106 in the second. But this is where it really matters. We saw Judd Trump last night. He only needed a draw, and he went 2-0 down to Jussa before
Murphy won,
fighting back for 2-2.
Yeah, and we've had Joe Perry as our guest today in the commentary box, and he's been telling me that it's quite a strange feeling when you go into your last match, either needing a frame or a draw, rather than knowing you need to win. He preferred it last night when he did need to get a positive result. It was easier to have full concentration, he said.
Well, that's right, because in almost all the snooker they play all season, of course, that's what you need to do. You need to win a match and you'll be in the next round. This format with the group is a little different, but I'm sure Murphy will go all out to just try and win every frame, and then it takes care of itself. It's 1-1, by the way. On the other side, Jamie O'Neill did win that last frame. Sanderson Lamb left the black on. So 1-1 next door. Barry Hawkins still to come there against Zhang Anda.
I'll tell you what, Dave,
and a miss.
we're seeing an awful lot of
For Shaun Murphy.
badness judgments when it comes to getting out of snookers. That was nowhere near. Yes, he's trying to flick off the red thin, I know that, but it was not in the ballpark.
No, I mean, he's been very cautious, hasn't he? He didn't want to catch it too thick. John Pellew replacing the cue ball.
Thank you. Foul and a miss for
A shade
Shaun
closer
Murphy.
that time, but still some way off. I mentioned that Tian had lost 3 of his 4 meetings with Murphy, although 2 of Murphy's victories have been in deciding frame finishes.
Thank you. Foul
Murphy beat
and a miss.
Tian
For
5-4 in the
Shaun
last
Murphy.
32 of the 2006 Northern Ireland Trophy, after being 3-0 and 4-2 down. And he also won in Northern Ireland in the last 32 in 2021, this time 4-3 from 3-2 down. So he knows what Tian is capable of.
Thank you.
All these points could become important later in the frame. So he has this time made contact, but you never know. You know, it might depend on whether Murphy needs one of the later colours. He's played it well in the end. He'd be delighted where that white's gone. Shaun Murphy, of course, he originally turned professional in 1998 when he was just 15. They actually waived the rules because his birthday was just after the start of the season, but he would have had to wait a whole year to play. It was quite a progressive decision, really. But he was very young, and he did drop off after a couple of years. It took him a couple more years to get back on. Good cue ball, cutting most of the reds off.
Thank you, Shaun.
I was saying this last night and I'll say it again, it's really good how many groups in this year's event have been decided by the final match. Not good, that shot.
No, but I think what links both of these from what we've seen today, they'll both go for their shots. Tian has not held back today. And we know that Murphy doesn't do that either. He's got a chance to get going here after that failed attempt from Tian. Don't think there'll be really long safety bouts in this match somehow. Well, just as he sets about things, we can announce our competition winner, because we asked you throughout the course of the day for 2 tickets to watch Shaun Murphy play at the Champion of Champions in his group, how many centuries he made in winning the Players' Championship last season. And the answer was 11, and the winner, Tony Proctor. So congratulations, Tony. The Matchroom guys will be in touch very soon. Yeah, 11 centuries now. He won 28 frames, so that's an incredible number. Plus, he made quite a number of half centuries as well. He just played phenomenally well in that tournament, and of course went on to win the Tour Championship as well to double qualify for the Champion of Champions.
Yes, and a goodly portion of those centuries were big breaks. Well, he didn't play the kiss on the brown.
4.
And the off will be doubly galling.
Yeah, he was hoping for a big break there, but it didn't happen. Tickets, of course, are on sale for the Champion of Champions, 13th to the 19th of November in Bolton. Always a great event.
Yes, at the home of Bolton Wanderers Football Club. Murphy a little unfortunate to go in off the brown, but fortunate there not to leave the red.
You were saying? What a shot.
One.
Well, I did say the red, not a red. What a pot that was.
So Tian Pengfei has kicked down the door here. Next door,
5.
table 2, Sanderson Lamb has gone 2-1 up on Jamie O'Neill. And that's a very interesting group, because coming into that match, he was tied with Barry Hawkins. They literally drew when they were on the same frames and points. But Sanderson Lamb in his back pocket has the high break 97 compared to Hawkins 73. So Barry is going to have to either do better than Sanderson Lamb or match him and make a higher break. And that'll all become clear when that match is over. Obviously a draw there. And Barry Hawkins knows if he just wins, then he'll be okay, but we'll see in the next hour or so how that unfolds.
11. 12. 17.
At the moment, pink and black not on their spots. He's relying on the blue. So the cue ball doing a bit of travelling. Yeah, and that's the problem when you have to travel. Things can just go a little bit
18.
awry. Just caught that red. Again, there was no backing away there, was there? He didn't have to take the pot on, but that's been his approach today.
Tian Pengfei, 18.
There's a perennial debate about who is the best rest player in the world. Murphy's obviously in the conversation. That one, though, was very high tariff. I thought for a moment he was going to get an absolutely
Shaun
outlandish fluke snooker behind the pink. Justice prevailed there because he made a mess of the red.
It's a bit nervy, isn't it, early on in this match? I think obviously they went down to the wire in the group. They both know the significance. Shaun Murphy with another chance.
One.
But as I say, it's a bit messy with sort of pink and black just off their spots.
Big ball.
Well, you can get the pink back on its spot here. Oh dear. What a place to finish.
7.
Well, at least he can laugh about it.
One of those frames so far, Dave, where the balls are conspiring against them both. Looks like at least 3 cushions are going to be involved here. What a horrid snooker. He's welded up to the blue.
Shaun Murphy, 7.
A few more than 3 cushions.
4.
And in the end,
Tian Pengfei.
nowhere near. And red left. But you can't really blame him. That was a real puzzle.
That little chuckle he gave, though, seems a long time ago now, doesn't it, when he was initially snookered, because he's left this opening for Tian Pengfei. But it's been a weird frame so far.
One.
Remember, Tian has to win, so he's not got a lot of leeway in this match.
Tian Pengfei. 1.
No immediate damage done. The scrappiness of the frame has not been diminished by that shot.
Yeah, the balls have just gone a bit awkward here. Played that one pretty well. Tian's got a pretty good cue ball, though.
Tian knocked in that wonder red down the side cushion. That one, though, again, miles away.
One.
Well, I'm glad the cue ball just got past that red. No hampered queuing.
Six. Seven.
Did make the point though right at the start of the frame. He got those foul points into the 12 points from the snooker, and in the frame where balls are awkward, that could be significant yet.
Angle on the red to dislodge 2 more reds,
12.
black and maybe even pink.
Ooh, well, it's just hung on. Wow.
13.
I seemed to think about dipping and then move the other way. It was right on the precipice. Let's just take another look at this from the overhead view. There, I thought it was going to go in.
Well, on such millimetres, you know, the group kind of rests almost.
Nineteen.
Murphy looking at the scoreboard, realising that he's got a 23-point advantage, which is really useful, especially now
20.
that red has been developed.
Yeah, that's a dream result.
Yellow ball.
Yellow to leave red to middle. Ooh, yellow stays out.
Shaun Murphy, 20.
He still would have needed the last red as well, but first things first, he needed the penultimate red.
And that was the kind of queuing shot you don't expect him to miss. Could have been worse though. The yellow could have come back up the table and liberated black and red. Tian will need to do that himself
1.
with this shot.
Sanderson Lamb, meantime, has won 3-1 next door as Tian tries to get them into play. He's just finished very close to that red. So 3-1 to Sanderson Lamb. So he
7.
moves up to 7 points. Barry Hawkins is on 4. He plays Zhang Anda. If he wins 3-0, he'll top the group. Otherwise, he'll have to win 3-1 and beat Sanderson Lamb's 97.
Tian Pengfei, 7.
Murphy will be relieved on 2 counts there. One, that Tian didn't have the last red available to pot. Secondly, that Murphy wasn't placed in a snooker. Well, if the red doesn't go past the black to the green pocket, again, Murphy has been fortunate. That was definitely the shot. And not a certainty to hit this. Okay, it's just a 1-cushion escape, but tougher than they look, those. Another outcome that will please Murphy, or at least it should.
been a strange frame, this. Scrappy. Little bits of running playing their part.
It was the cautious way to play that shot, but Murphy now has the tactical initiative. Very much so.
The yellow could be the key ball. They're both going to need it at the moment. Everything else is basically out in the open.
Foul and a miss.
Well, that
Four.
actually makes a difference now,
Shaun Murphy.
because he's 20 in front. Shaun Murphy, if he got the chance to put red and black, he wouldn't need the yellow. He's not having it put back. Oh, he's potted the red off the brown. Wow, what a shot. And he's
Wow.
on the black. Saw the big pocket, the
Black
opportunity, and has gone for the jugular. So this black, he leads by 28 with 27 on. It's one of his great assets, Murphy. He's just sort of fearless. Would have been so easy to just replace the cue ball there, but he saw a chance to get the frame won, and he's taken it, and a snooker is now required.
Shaun Murphy, 8.
He will be minding his P's and Q's though. Shaun Murphy, this frame is not won yet, not where the colours are located. And Tian could place his opponent in trouble right away here. In the scheme of things, that was pretty poor.
Two.
Well, it was a useful effort
Tian
to get in
Pengfei,
behind the
2.
black. been that sort of frame where you just feel, you know, although Murphy's obviously favourite to win it, it's not quite done yet. Things can still happen. Yeah, half-hour frame. Both have been very fluent today, but the things just went awkward early on. For Tian, they still are, of course. He needs the snooker. And then he would need to win all 3 frames to win the group. So Shaun Murphy, if he does win this frame, he's a big, big favourite. It's another chance to get him behind the brown. Didn't quite do it.
And this is the kind of ball that Murphy crunches in on a regular basis. Crunch.
3.
1-0. Unless he gets 2 snookers now, Tian.
Well, it made a lovely sound, that green, as it went in. The brown follows suit. So Shaun Murphy
7.
will need 1 more frame to top this group and to come back next week for the second stage of this Bet Victor Championship League.
12.
Check that white out. That defied physics.
18.
How close is this black? Pretty close,
Shaun
but the
Murphy,
frame well
18,
and truly his. So
19.
Shaun Murphy in the driving seat. He needs 1 more frame and he will be our latest group winner. So Shaun Murphy has won the 2 frames he needed to top the
Thank
group.
you.
I'm sure though
The
he'd like to
4th
end the day
Shaun
with
Murphy
3
to break.
wins out of 3, 9 points, and maybe 1 good last break just to send him home happy. But he'll be happy enough because he will be returning next week. Of course, he knows Leicester well. He would have spent a lot of time here when he was a teenager, playing in a lot of the junior events at Willie Thorne's. I know that, in fact, he's no longer there, the club. He went to the site of it a couple of years ago, and a lot of memories there, a lot of wistful memories of how he was learning his trade, playing against the likes of Mark Selby and a lot of the other really talented juniors in Britain at the time, learning not just playing snooker, but winning and losing and dealing with the 2.
Back in the mid to late 80s, Leicester hosted the biggest Pro-Am in the game, the Everard's Brewery event at the Willie Thorne Snooker Centre.
Yes, and Malcolm Thorne, Willie's brother, you know, was an absolute giant when it came to the grassroots of snooker, giving a lot of players opportunities to play. Well, he doesn't need the frame, Murphy, so he's at liberty to take his shots on here. I mean, he doesn't hold back at the best of times, but the fact is, he's done his work.
One.
And Tian can play with freedom also because he's guaranteed to be in second place regardless.
Six.
Yeah, I was telling you at the tail end of the previous frame about the fact that 15 top seeds have won their group
7.
so far. 7 second seeds, 3 third seeds, and a couple of amateurs in name only, i.e. non-tour players. Barry Pinches and Michael Holt have also booked their place in the second
12.
phase. Don't tell Michael I called him an amateur.
Well, he did
13.
amazingly well, didn't he? He was a late call-up. Someone who's not on the tour, was disappointed not to get through Q School, but showed us just how good he still is.
20. $21. 28. 28.
Tian's going to, of course, finish second, whatever, so there's not really anything riding on this frame other than just a bit of pride. Both players would still like to win it for different reasons. Tian doesn't want to be, doesn't want to end the day having lost a match, and Shaun would like to win all three, I'm sure. But there's no reason not to go for their shots at this stage.
Yes, it's the nature of the beast with round robins. You are going to get the odd dead frame, even a dead match. $48-41 for Zhang in the second frame over Barry Hawkins. They're on the last red. Zhang 1-0 up already.
One. Six. Seven. Ten. Lamb. $14.
Big moment. Barry Hawkins just cleared the colours down to pink.
15.
It's 1-1. His hopes of topping the table, Dave, remain alive.
They do. He's got to win the last two frames, but he's also got to make a break over 97. So he's still in with a chance of that, but he's going to have to get in early, isn't he, in a frame and make a big break, which of course he's more than capable of doing, but it's difficult to do it to order.
You would feel a little sympathy for Hawkins if he won the match and didn't win the group with 7 points, when you think that other groups have been won with 5.
$22. Tian Pengfei,
I think
22.
it's fair to say the intensity in this frame isn't quite what it was early on, but that's just a natural fact because of what's happened. You know, Murphy's won the group, Tian's going to finish second. They're still both trying, but they're not treating it like life and death, because it isn't. Cheeky double. He hasn't covered the red that he went for. Would have been on the black had it gone in. Tian's missed it, or maybe he hasn't missed it.
One. Three. Four. $11. Shaun Murphy, 11.
Playing properly to the finish.
Yes, I think there's a certain professional pride, isn't there? You know, they are professionals and they know people are watching as well.
One.
We'll Shaun Murphy was sharp from the off today, made breaks of 79, 110 and 83 in his first match, 106 in the opening frame of his second match. Can he end the day with a break that will win him his third match? I think he's one of those players you like to see playing well. There's something about his persona in the arena when he's firing on all cylinders.
7.
We saw at the Crucible, didn't we, in 2021, he had that great comeback against Karen Wilson in the semi-final, and
8.
it was like he was on stage. I mean, the Crucible is a theatre, but the way he was fist pumping and just getting involved with the crowd, it was theatre.
$15.
And if he were to win another World Championship, I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest. If he plays his best,
16.
why not? Because his best is magnificent.
Yeah, in full flow. He's some sight. We saw that at the back end of last season. Ooh. But he's missed that green, so 23 in it.
Shaun Murphy, 16.
Hawkins in the balls on
1.
table 2, looking for that big break. He's got one detrimental factor against him. The black is hemmed in.
Tian Pengfei, 1.
Guessing Sanderson Lam has probably left because it'd be agony, wouldn't it, to be sat watching? I don't know. He may still be here, but of course he's the other player who can win that group. Meantime, he's got a bit ragged, this frame now. Shaun Murphy, though, with another opportunity.
1.
Problem for Murphy here, the yellow won't go into its own pocket because of the close proximity of the brown. So a really good positional shot required. That was good, almost perfect.
4. Six.
It was good enough.
Nine. $13.
Well, it's been a scrappy frame, but the fact is he'd done his job, getting to 2. But these 3 balls to finish on 9 points with 3 wins. Made a good start.
18.
He was pushed in the second match by Lucas Kleckers, but he was in the driving seat coming into this last match against Tian Pengfei, who's going to finish second. But Shaun Murphy, he's coming back for Winners' Week, and the mood he's been in this year, he's one of the big
24.
favourites to win this Championship League. Black to complete the final win of the day. So Shaun Murphy defeats Tian Pengfei by 3 frames to 1, and he is the comfortable in the end winner of this group. He tops it with 9 points, and he'll be coming back, as I say, next week with a chance to win World Ranking event number 12. Overall, he played good stuff. As I say, started well, did a lot of damage in that first match, put pressure on the other players in the group. I think Lucas Kleckers put him under it, but of course he won, crucially, their last frame on the black to win 3-1. And then tonight, He needed the 2 frames, and he got there. And very shortly we'll be hearing from him. But Shaun Murphy has moved through to the next phase. There's how it all ended up then. Shaun Murphy top on 9 points, 3 wins out of 3. Tian Pengfei second with 6 points. Lucas Kleckers, of course, he did beat Andrew Paget in their last match, so he finishes on 3 points. And Andrew Paget, not a good day for him, finishing in bottom position. Well, Shaun Murphy joined some other big hitters, doesn't he? Some other top 16 players, the likes of Mark Williams and Kyron Wilson, of course, Judd Trump, who won through last night. Players used to winning tournaments. It's a difficult format, this. The match is very short.